Kumusta? Welcome to another episode of learning that will unlock your curiosity about something. Every detail of this video contains important facts and information, so don't miss out.
Genes and experiences interact in the womb. Womb as a safe place for the developing fetus. Placenta as a barrier. Placenta is able to act as somewhat of filter. Genetic and other cognitive factors can cause the formation to go astray. Maternal stress and anxiety may directly affect the baby's well-being. Genes provide directions to the cell in the developing embryo and fetus and throughout our lives. Genetics. Each cell is enclosed by a somewhat porous membrane. Around 200 kinds of cells are needed to create our bodies. Center of the cell is nucleus. Cell membrane is a watery fluid called cytoplasm, a mixture of water, enzymes, amino acid, glucose, and other molecules. The nucleus holds 6 feet of deoxyribonucleic acid, or the DNA, tightly packed into 46 chromosomes. Human beings inherit 23 chromosomes from their father and 23 from their mother. Genes are affected by early experiences. Hormones secreted in response to positive or negative experiences give genes direction about whether to turn on or express themselves. This process is called epigenetics. Toxic stress may also affect whether the genetic blueprint can be carried out. There are around 25,000 genes in the human genome. Missing genes are known to cause a variety of disease and disabling conditions including lactose intolerance, albinism, cystic fibrosis, Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, and muscular dystrophy. Nutrition. Women with a good nutrition diet before pregnancy probably don't need to make big changes in what they eat in order to provide themselves and their baby with the protein, vitamins, and minerals they need. Most physicians agree that the recommended daily allowance, RDA, except those iron, can be obtained through proper diet. A woman need for folic acid doubles during pregnancy. Pregnant women need to increase their calcium and fluid intake. They should drink at least 8 glasses of water each day to prevent dehydration and constipation.
Culture and nutrition. Our different beliefs affects and influences our perception about nutrition during pregnancy. Some believe that junk foods, salty foods, and acidic foods are inappropriate to eat during pregnancy. Another examples are Yang tribe in Africa believe that eating large bananas can create fat for babies. Muslims acknowledge that foods rich in iron like grape drink and organ meat can make baby well nourished, while some groups in Australia avoids eating meat from pointed and sharp animals to prevent miscarriage. Various beliefs in nutrition during pregnancy can be misunderstood its reason without proper consultation. So, it is substantial to maintain a proper prenatal health care. The most important and beneficial thing for expectant mother is having an appropriate prenatal health care. Prenatal health care promotes timely checkups for the pregnant mother and for the baby's health. The baby's development and growth can be monitored and observed properly. Appropriate tests can be done if having concerns, and proper advices about the do's and don'ts during pregnancy and information about before and during labor are provided. Prenatal health care helps decrease complications and risks during pregnancy and increases the chance of a safe and healthy delivery. Regular prenatal visits will enable you to monitor your pregnancy and identify problems and complications before it becomes serious. Pregnant women must also aware about toxins and teratogens. Substances and chemicals in the environment can be harmful in pregnancy. Expecting parents should know this information for them to be aware of its effects on the mothers and for the baby's health. Studies explain that cocaine can cause premature birth and small-sized babies. Mothers who uses this kind of drug shows less sensitive that leads them to be much angrier and aggressive in dealing with their child. A study shows that out of 12 million children in total, including those 173,000 babies born with defects, it shows that babies born with mothers who smokes had approximately 20% risk of having shortened or missing legs and arms, 20% risk of having cleft palates and misshaped body parts, and about 27% risk of gastrointestinal abnormalities and problems with throat, esophagus, colon, gallbladder, and liver. 50% risk of being born with intestines outside the body, and 50% risk of having a blocked anus, 9% risk of having heart complications, and 39% risk with undescent testicles. Also, pregnant exposed to environmental chemicals like lead, arsenic, solvents may lead to premature birth, low birth weight, and developmental delays.
Some prenatal problems are not anticipated. Malformations can possibly occur during gestation. Missing chromosomes, abnormal genes carried by one or both parents, and inaccurate migrations of cells can cause a variety of malformations in the fetus, and some of these are harmful or even fatal. Some examples of structural or metabolic birth defects and maternal infections are cleft palate, metabolic disorders such as Tay-Sachs or phenylketonuria, Torch syndrome, rubella, cytomegalovirus, mental retardation, blindness, deafness, Zika virus, mosquito, maternal anxiety and other factors. Emotional experiences release hormones in the body. A pregnant woman can suffer from this maternal anxiety and other factors such as anxiety, stress, depression, postpartum depression after birth, intimate partner violence. If the pregnant is struggling with stress, anxiety, or depression, the hormones floating in her body can be damaging or has harmful effects to her unborn baby. Prenatal development. The development of the baby from conception to birth takes about 40 weeks. In talking about gestation or the period of pregnancy, we usually divide those weeks into 3 parts or trimesters. First trimester, it starts from first week to 12 weeks. Sperm cell enters the ripe egg, ovum. The amniotic sac and placenta are developing. Eyes, ears, arms, and legs and internal organs have begun to form. Second trimester, it starts from 13 weeks to 28 weeks. The fetus could survive a premature birth. The fetus grows to about 15 inches, weighs about 2 pounds 11 ounces. The heartbeat and sometimes even crying can be heard with a stethoscope. Third trimester, from week 28 to week 40 or birth, the brain is rapidly developing, learning the sounds of her family's language. Over the course of 40 weeks, the human being grows from one cell into a complex, competent human being who is able to hear, react, and learn even while still inside the womb.
By the 4 weeks of following conception, the embryo grows into 1/4 inch long, wherein there's a formation of neural plate, which eventually become brain and nervous system as the embryo continue to develop. In postnatal development, human babies are born after 9 months in the womb. Their brain is 25% of its adult weight, wherein the lower parts of the brain is well developed and higher parts of the brain is quite immature. The newborn brain has all of its neurons, but there are few connections among the cortex, the higher level part of the brain. Over the course of first year, this synaptic connection will begin to form at astounding rate peaking at 2 million per second. The abilities of newborns. Newborns are able to use touch to learn about the world, sucking on objects, feeling them with their hands, and kicking at them with their feet. In addition, they are also able to utter a single word as they learn language from listening. There are 3 levels of physical stress. It includes positive stress, tolerable stress, and toxic stress. Here are some examples. Premature birth. Infants before 37 weeks gestation is considered as premature. However, medical intervention has improved so much more. 90% of premature babies who weigh 800 grams or more survive. Those who weigh more than 500 grams have a 40 to 50% chance of survival. Infants closer to full term and weighing more usually have better outcomes.